Hello guys and welcome to my channel. How to Spanish is a learning place where you can actually learn Spanish for free and at the comfort of your home, at your own pace, at your own time, whenever you want. You can watch the videos as many times as you like for maximum benefit. We decided to start a YouTube channel to be able to offer you the opportunity to study the Spanish language. If your goal for 2022 is to learn a new language and this language happens to be Spanish, so this channel is for you. All you have to do is subscribe and turn your post notifications on for you to be able to receive all the videos and updates that we post on this channel. Now, thank you for watching and let's proceed with the first lesson. Our first lesson consists of the basics of the alphabet. Whenever we want to learn a new language, the first thing we need to know is the alphabet, because alphabet can differ from a language to another. El alfabeto in Spanish consists of similar letters to other languages, but sometimes the pronunciation can differ. So basically, Spanish alphabet is not like the English alphabet when it comes to pronunciation, and we're going to see that today. So the first letter is A, and we pronounce it A. A. You can repeat after me if you want to practice. The word where we can use the letter A is alfabeto, which means alphabet. The second letter is the letter B, and it's pronounced B. B, as a balón, which means balloons. Now the letter C is pronounced C, such as the word coche. As you can tell here in the word coche, we didn't pronounce it soche, we pronounce it coche, because you can pronounce the letter C in a word as C or as K. We're going to see that later. Now the letter D is pronounced D, such as domingo. The letter E is pronounced E, such as elefante. The letter F is pronounced F, like flor. The letter G is pronounced G, such as geografía. Now, in the word geografía, you can see we have two G's. The first one is pronounced G, and the second one is pronounced G. How do we know when to use each? So when you have an E or an I after the letter G, this is when you have to pronounce it G. So in geografía, after the first G, we have an E. So this is when we pronounce it G. That's why we said geografía. Now, when you have an A, an O, or a U, that's when we pronounce it G. Ga, gu, go. So that's why we said grafía. Here we have we don't have a vowel, we have a consonant. So in this case, we will pronounce it G. But if we take another example, gato, we have an A after the G, so this is when it's pronounced G. So ga, go, gu, ge, gi. The letter H is pronounced H, and basically the H is silent in Spanish. We don't pronounce it. We say hola, we don't say hola. We say hora, we don't say hora, so you don't pronounce it. The letter I is pronounced E, like insecto. The letter J is pronounced jota, and like the word jarabe. Now the letter K is pronounced ka, such as kiwi. The letter L is pronounced L, like the word león. The letter double L, this doesn't exist in English or other languages, I don't know, but the double L in Spanish is pronounced y. It's called eye, and it's pronounced like a Y, y. So we don't say llama, we say llama. When you have double L, you pronounce it as y, llama. The letter M is pronounced M, like madre. The letter N is N, like nadar. We have another special letter in Spanish. It's called ñ. The ñ is a normal N, but it has a tilde. It's called a tilde, this accent above the N, and like the word ñame. So we pronounce it ñ, like ñame. You emphasize a little bit on the letter N. Not name, ñame. We have the letter O. It's pronounced O. We say opera. The letter P is pronounced P, like piñata. The letter Q is pronounced Q, like quemadura. So when you have a U after the letter Q, that's when you don't pronounce it. Like you don't say quemadura, you say quemadura. Because this is something that a lot of new learners make. They make this mistake. They say quemadura or anything, honestly, when there's a Q and you have a U after it, you don't pronounce the U. You just kind of skip it. You say quemadura, you don't say quemadura. Now the letter R is pronounced R, like the word ratón. Another special letter, we have a double R. We say doble R, like the word carro. So here you have to emphasize, but a little bit more emphasis on the R to be able to differ between a normal R, a normal letter R and double R. Carro, you don't say caro, because caro means something else. You say carro. You put a little bit of emphasis on this letter. Now the letter S is ese, like serpiente. The letter T is te, like taza. The letter U is U, such as ubicación. The letter V is pronounced V, like violón. So in Spanish, they don't pronounce the V as V in Spain. They pronounce it as a B, letter B, violón. But I guess in Latin America, some of the countries, like, they say violón. So you can choose whatever pronunciation you'd like. Now the letter W is V double, such as wapiti. The letter X is X, such as xilófono. And the Y is pronounced Y, such as yema. And the last letter is the letter Z, which is pronounced zeta, such as zebra. So the vowels in Spanish are very, very important. They are like your toolbox. If you know how to pronounce them, you'll be able to pronounce every word that you encounter. So the vowels are A, I, O, U, and E. A, E, I, O, U in Spanish. And they don't sound like English, if you can tell. So we're going to revise that a little bit. So we said that the letter A is pronounced A, and you'll always pronounce it as such. Like in every single word, it would be pronounced the same, such as A, like avión. The letter E is pronounced E. It's always going to be pronounced the same, such as electricidad. The letter I is pronounced E, and it's always going to sound the same in Spanish, such as Isabel. The letter O is pronounced O, and it's always going to sound like an O. Taco. Okay, so here you can tell that there are two words, taco and taco. So basically, if you have an English, like an American accent, like you don't say taco, you say taco. Like there's a like a magical W at the end of the word, like taco. So in Spanish, it's like a sharp O. You say taco, and that's it. You don't like round it, like trying to say taco. So pay attention to that. The letter U is pronounced U, and it's always going to be pronounced the same in Spanish, such as the word chulo. So if you know how to say a, e, I, o, u, those vowels in words, you'll be able to pronounce every single word very easily. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but some words, they have accents on some vowels. So the accent is found over vowels only. So when you see it, all you have to do is like say it in a little bit stronger than usual. Like put a little bit of emphasis on the word, like bolígrafo. You don't say bolígrafo like fast. No, you say it like bolígrafo. You put a little bit of emphasis on the letter that has like an accent for the listener to be able to discern between a normal E, for example, and an E that has an accent. Now you'll be able to find a series of exercises that you can actually pause the video and try to guess and then look for the answers. This will help you a lot to understand the lesson more and know if you were able to assimilate everything we've talked about. Now we're moving on to some basic readings. It's very important for our first lesson to be able to have like some knowledge in basic phrases or basic words that we can actually use on everyday basis, such as hello. We say hola, and I guess that everyone knows how to say hello in Spanish, like it's very common. We say hola. If you want to say good morning, that would be buenos días. Buenos días. If you want to say good afternoon, you say buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. If you want to say good night, that would be buenas noches. Buenas noches. If you want to say goodbye, that's adiós. Adiós. If you want to say see you later, hasta luego. Hasta luego. And see you tomorrow, hasta mañana. Hasta mañana. If you want to say what's your name, if you want to ask someone, like start a conversation in Spanish, what's your name, you'd say ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? Now, if you want to answer, or like someone else wants to answer this question, you would answer in two ways. You can say me llamo, and you say your name. That means I'm blah blah. Or you can say mi nombre es. That is, my name is. Mi nombre es, and you say your name. Now, if you want to ask someone if they speak Spanish, do you speak Spanish? You would say, ¿Hablas español? ¿Hablas español? And if they want to answer, they say, Yo hablo español. Yo hablo español. That means, yes, I speak Spanish. Yo no hablo español. Yo no hablo español. This means I don't speak Spanish. Now, how are you? If you want to ask someone how are they, you say ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? O ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? If you want an answer, or if you want to answer this question yourself, if you're good, if you're fine, you say bien. Bien. If it's so, you say más o menos. Más o menos. And if you're bad, you say mal. Mal. Now, when you want to say yes, you say sí. And when you want to say no, you say no. Please is por favor. Por favor. And thank you is, gracias. Gracias. Now, when you want to say welcome, you say de nada. De nada. And excuse me is perdón. Perdón. Now you will be able to find a series of exercises about these common basic phrases that you can actually do and see if you were able to assimilate what you just saw. So now, as to conclude our lesson for today, we're going to see a little glimpse of the 10 basic pronouns used in Spanish. So you're going to see this table in front of you. The first row, which is the red row, is the first person. On the left, you have the singular, and on the right, you have the plural pronouns. Now, the blue one is the second pronouns. Again, on the left you have the singular one, and on the right you have the plural one. And the purple section is reserved for the third pronouns, singular and plural also. So when you want to say me, you will say yo. You say yo. When you want to say you will say tú. Tú. When you're going to say he, you say él. Él. When you want to say she, you say ella. Ella. And here you will find another you. But what differs this you from the you that we saw in the blue section, the tú? This you, which is usted, is used in formal conversation. When you're talking to a boss, a professor, or someone that you have a formal relationship with, you will use the usted. When you're talking to a family member or a friend, you use the tú, which is not formal. Now, moving on to the plural section, we have nosotros, which means we, vosotros, which means you, but the plural you. And in the last section, we have they, which means ellos. This one is the masculine form. The feminine form of they is ellas. And we have another you. This you is just like the vosotros one, but this one is used in a formal way. Ustedes. You use this one if you're talking to your boss, professors, someone basically that you have like a formal relationship with. So that's when you use ustedes. So this was our lesson for today. We saw a lot of things. I hope that you liked the video. I hope that you are going to support our channel. This is something that means a lot to us. We love Spanish and we want to help you learn it. If it's your goal for 2022, I totally recommend you learning this language, because first of all, it's spoken in a lot of countries, let me tell you. And even in the countries that Spanish isn't their like native tongue, native language, basically you'd still be able to speak Spanish, because literally it's all over the world. So I hope you enjoy, and thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next lesson. Hasta luego. Adios.